Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, we had big news of late. Everybody in the boxing community already knows about it. But we're gonna talk a little bit about it. About lightweight champion, WBC style lightweight champion, Devin the Dream Haney. Right? Now he's slated to fight three-belt champion, George Kambosos, I think January 5th or 4th, depending on where you're at, in Australia, right? Now, this is a fight for Undisputed, which is a big deal right now. We've seen it. We've only had 7 of them in the 4-belt era. And of late, Jamel Charlo just beat Brian Castano to become Undisputed. Right, we got Terrence Crawford, we got Alexander Usyk, and the few that from years before. Lennox Lewis also should be in there, but it was a 3-belt era. But be it as it may, Undisputed is something special. You got all the 4 major belts. That's something that you want to do. That's something that we as fans want. Most of us, that are really just fans of the sport, and just kind of want one champion in all these damn divisions with all these damn belts, right? So, we kind of want Undisputed. I know I do, right? Somebody's trying to be Undisputed is already, I got love for them immediately, just because they're trying to do that. Now, I understand it's boxing, and these guys are fighting and everything, so if you can be some kind of champion, and, you getting paid and making your money and all that, that's all cool. But it's still a sport. From the sports perspective, we want one damn champion so we can say he's the best. And it doesn't. Here's the thing: the boxers don't realize you don't even have to be the best like in other sports. People like teams, or like a person and stuff. You don't have to be the very best, right? But in boxing, they can lie and say who's the very best and all that. But we ain't going to get there right now. Bottom line is, the newest news is Devin Haney. He's going through something a little bit, but we kind of know that. And it brings me to my point of Devin Haney is about to be a legend after the Kambosos fight. If he's to win the Kambosos fight, he's going to be a legend already. Because for me, he is one already. And here's the reasons why. One is he's a legend already because we've had some unprecedented Demetrius Andrade type of avoiding. I don't like to say ducking. But in the lightweight division, the things that Devin Haney has been going through, ridiculous. It's like unprecedented, right? You had mandatory that won't want to fight him in Ryan Garcia. Mandatory. Got another mandatory in Jojo Diaz who didn't want to fight him, had an interim fight against Javier Fortuna, didn't want to fight Devin Haney, wanted to fight Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia didn't do it. Those are 2 mandatories who were like, basically, I didn't really want to fight you, right? Then you had Lomachenko, who was the champion, who asked for a franchise title instead of fighting Devin Haney. Lomachenko at that point was considered one of the best fighters in the world. You had Teofimo Lopez, who beats Lomachenko and didn't want to fight Devin Haney for Undisputed. Start calling himself Undisputed instead of, fighting Devin Haney because that franchise title was out there that they had just made up a couple of months prior, right? And other stuff, Even Gervonta Davis wasn't in a hurry to fight Devin Haney. So you're looking at unprecedented type of, avoiding, right? From all these fighters are considered to be great. All of them didn't want to fight Devin Haney. WBC starting a franchise title. What's going to happen after he beats Kambosos is all this going to come to the forefront. Now you got to imagine, he's also, to take the fight in Australia, I'm not giving Devin Haney no props from going to somebody else's crib to fight, right? In one fight. Shoot, Alexander Usyk does that every single time he's out, he fights. It's not about him going to Australia, but it's about him going to Australia and acting like he's the B-side to a dude who just became champion, right? This Devin Haney's the longest reigning lightweight champion, right? He's got to be a B-side and take all kind of way less money than a dude that ain't better than him. Typical, that's what black people got to do in the sport. But the bottom line is that's ridiculous, right? Did that. Then he got to stay in Australia. If he beats the guy and still take less money, he's going to be the undisputed champion, and then he's got to stay there and fight the dude again for less money than the other dude again, right? This is what he had to accept to do this, right? This is what people 100 years ago had to accept. Trying to accept that to do this, right? First of all, B-side anyway. Now, another thing is, if he beats Kambosos, the people in the media, some like to call them old media, I'm calling them racist ass media, whatever you want to call them, just media who act like they don't see stuff, right? And just act like they don't see and know the same stuff that we know, right? They're getting slapped in the damn face, right? That's what's going to happen. They're going to get slapped in the damn face because, they going along with all this stuff and won't even report on how little money that Devin Haney is getting and all the things that are injustice in this. So that's a good thing. Now, and the WBC also should have, mandated this fight, and it should have been under even terms. They should have been behind Devin Haney a little bit more, saying, hey, look, he's not going to have to take this kind of money, treat him like the champ that he is. But they don't want him to be the champ, and they don't want that. You can see it. It's so obvious. So, therefore, all this is going to come out. Now, the newest information, right, is he's traveled to Australia. He's touched down already. And his pops, we all know Devin Haney's pops, Bill Haney. He's the bomb and everything. We know him. We like some Haney, senior and junior. And he's not going to be able to attend so far because his visa got rejected because he was in jail as a kid. Well, not a kid, but about 22, 23 years old. A drug dialect. Something happened. I don't even know the details. But his visa has been, this is 1992 years ago. But, hey, he's been in jail. I think that should have been taken care of before because he hasn't hid the fact that happened to him. But I've seen it happen to Tyson Fury's pops, John Fury. Right, and when stuff like that happens, then these could be some of the repercussions. But who knows? Maybe he will be able to attend. But as of right now, Devin Haney's father is not with him. Right, so let's see how that develops. And a lot of people are rejoicing that it's not. But here's the deal: when you're a black fighter, people that are not of color look at boxing like they look at sprinting or hoops, right? It's like these brothers are the best, so we're ready to have a handicap. Unfortunately, people don't just say that. We kind of talk around it. No, they look at it like the brother is the best, so if we can have a handicap, we're okay with that. That's what keeps happening. Why it doesn't matter where a brother fights somebody not of color. Have you ever seen anybody going for the brother, like ever? That's why that is. Because when you see sprinters and you see 9 brothers and you see a white boy, you're kind of going for him because you think he's the underdog. That's how they look at boxing. So the fact that Devin Haney has to go through all this to take the fight and have handicaps and this and that, blah, 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 everybody's cool with it. You know what I mean? Because they think he's better. Devin Haney has to go through all this, take all this stuff, right, just to get a fight, right, get way less money and all that. But when you look at the odds, like we talked about a month ago, Devin Haney's the favorite because that's what they really think. Because the people with the money ain't got time for all the lying and shenanigans. When it's about money, they'll tell you. The odds will tell you who they really think is going to win the damn fight. And that's Devin Haney. See what I'm saying? So whatever with all that. When all this is over, Devin Haney is a legend immediately. Regardless of whether they put him on the pound-for-pound list, theirs, because he's been on my pound-for-pound list, because mine was about 6 to 8 months old. He was on that in about like 8 or something, I think. But because he's in there. Because I count, and you should too, the people who are avoiding him and who these people are and how good they are. Ryan Garcia is considered to be a damn good lightweight. Everybody else, Lomachenko was supposed to be the best. Teofimo Lopez was supposed to be the best. Jojo Diaz was supposed to be real damn good. Reminds me of Demetrius Andrade, right? Same thing. A Canelo not wanting to fight him, that's a badge of honor. Gennady Golovkin not wanting to fight him. Canelo's supposed to be the best in all of boxing. Gennady Golovkin, the best middleweight in the last 25 years. Those are badges of honor, and they should be included when people are trying to determine who they consider to be pound for pound the best. You can't just say, they never had the significant fights when the people that are significant are scared to fight. But we're going back to how people watch boxing. You a brother, you're supposed to be so damn good, we'll deal with these handicaps. How many times they asked Floyd Mayweather to fight Pacquiao even though he's doped? Or even though he won't take a dope test? You know what I'm saying? Got mad at Mayweather. Like, hey man, you supposed to be so damn good, then beat him up doped. Right? Jarrell Miller, doped. People talking about he should never fight again. Tyson Fury, doped. Both of them doped 2 times. Tyson Fury, nobody mentions the doping. Twice. Jarrell Miller should never fight again. What do you think? You see what I'm saying? So this is what we're dealing with. Devin Haney is a damn legend now, but after that fight, there's no denying. Forget who is pound for pound. Forget that he's undisputed. He is a legend. So for those that are going against him, y'all better hope the man don't win. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm about to hear y'all.